All right, everyone. Welcome to this Monday's Team Zoom. Hope everybody's ready for the goods. We're going to have some good info for you. As we get started, we're going to turn it over to Ricky Durant, superstar, master builder, going to break down the goods for everybody. Ricky, out there, buddy? I see you. I'm on mute out.
Can you hear me, Chris? Yes, perfect. Hey guys, thank you for hopping on tonight. A lot of us are going to be pretty excited about the news that I'm about to reveal to all of us. Guys, a lot of people have been asking questions about the dose, the retail on the dose, and we were trying to get some stuff worked out in the system, obviously. And I heard from Judy Willison today that the dose on the retail side, because whenever those customers are purchasing retail, we weren't getting the retail, okay? That will be paid out on Friday for everybody, and it's gonna be backdated to the time that we weren't paying it out. So Friday, if you sold any dose to any of your customers, that will be paid out Friday, okay? That's awesome news. We also have an event in Dallas, Texas coming up. It's in your back office. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So please bookmark that, okay? We also started rolling out the leadership training, and they're gonna be in different states. You can look in your back office. That's gonna be very, very important for people to start developing leadership skills and stuff like that. So that's going to be available. Our first event is going to be this weekend in Dallas, Texas. Everything's in your back office, okay, guys? Also, the cruise promo that I put out for everybody, if you guys don't mind, please write my number down. So I'll give you guys a second to get a pen, okay? And if you did qualify for the promo, we're going to be doing the drawing on that Thursday night on our team Zoom, okay? My phone number is 832-226-1739. If you have hit that promo, please message me so I can get your names in the little bowl so I can draw out somebody's name on Thursday, okay? That's all I got, guys. Thank you for all you do. I'm going to pass the call back over to Chris.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Always has some good stuff for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Robin Grigsby. And she just looked at me like I was crazy, but she had no idea I was going to turn it over to her. So this is how leaders just do it on demand. So she has all kinds of great stuff happening in her team. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and she's going to share some goods with you guys.
Oh, geez. Really, Chris? You just did that to me. Wow. Okay. Let me shut my door real quick. If y'all just see how my day is going, oh my goodness. We have our gas turned off in our house, our washing machine dryers pulled out. We have all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So I wanted to hop on tonight. Not even prepared. Well, what I am excited about is we have a lot of people winning in our teams, and the company is coming along and listening to some of our needs. I was telling, it's funny, is I actually was telling Chris earlier, I said I really would like to have the training on the colors because I want to study that to be able to deliver that for all of you who don't know about the colors, because I think it's so important to identify the personalities of the people you're talking to. So although I didn't study the material, I happen to know quite a bit of it just because I happen to listen to a audio version of the last company I was at with the colors. But what I have found is just knowing the different personalities. Like I've had people call me, tell me about, where they were before in a company and how they didn't like how they felt. And what I am learning is a lot of it has to do with sometimes their leader is a red. And when they start telling me some of the things they identify, like they start telling me like triggers, like different things that they have experienced, they have felt not maybe a certain warm feeling towards their leader, or acceptance, or pressure, or there's these different things they have felt. And so, you know, although every one of us that have a color, if we might be red, if we might be blue, yellow, or green, we all have strengths in those colors that is freaking awesome, but we also have a negative side of that. So I would like to do a training on this after I go through it a little bit more, but just to really hit quickly tonight for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about when I say colors, is a simple version is when you have a red that you're speaking to, or a red that you're recruiting, or a red that might be your upline leader. A red tends to be somebody who's super competitive, more aggressive. They tend to be a really strong recruiter in the team, that they can just go out and bring numbers in big time, you know, lots of people. They're usually really driven, and a lot of times they're very organized, and they like, that's not really the strongest part of them, but they just are super competitive. And so the negative side of that, though, is they can sometimes not listen to their team because they want to, you know, do most of the work, because they're just, I got to get it done. I want it done right. I'll just take over, do it myself. And so a lot of times team members feel maybe left out or not heard. And, or maybe what they had to add to value wasn't, you know, as important, which it is. It's just a red tends to be super strong personality, and they like to take charge. And so there are other traits that a red does, but we'll just skip over to now a blue. A blue is somebody who's very playful. So you'll notice they usually have wild hair color. They usually wear the real in-style clothes, like fun clothes, like Cold Summers. Like you'll see him wear really fun, cool clothing. They like to know where the fun's at, the hot car, the nice car, the vacations. So if you are talking to somebody that you're recruiting or you want to bring into the business, a lot of times what they identify is like the fun stuff that the business is doing, like the traveling, the pictures that you're taking where you're having a lot of fun. You'll attract blues to that. And then on the other side of that, a blue, when they're running a business or being in their business, working their business, a lot of times they falter in follow-up. And, you know, they may be not super organized. They're very more last minute type person. They'll just go have fun, go do it, don't get all the information, you know. So blues are so fun to have on the team. They make the room fun. It's just there's always a positive and a negative. So when you're talking to somebody and they seem like they're blue, to recruit them on your team, you want to talk about all the fun stuff, you know, because that's what they'll make them want to be here. Now, a yellow is someone who is more like a teacher, a nurse. Like a yellow tends to be like very driven by testimonies, and they like to hear about people's stories and the feedback. So if you're talking to someone that you identify as a yellow, they're non-confrontational. You want to talk to them about testimonies, because that's what's going to get them on your team, is just talking about stories, because they get super inspired by helping people, and they're super compassionate. But as leaders, they sometimes tend to falter because they aren't strong enough, or they don't feel confident enough. They don't like to tell people what to do. They're hesitant and directing people, because it's not easy for them to do, because it's that whole confrontation thing. So yellows, all these colors we have in us. It's just that some of us are more prominent and dominant in some of these colors, and some of us have two strong colors. And so then the last one would be green. Green is like super analytical, want to know the details, and greens love to know all the information. So when you have somebody like I just had earlier ask me detail about where the product, well, didn't ask me, ask a girl on our team, detail of the products, where it came from, where the beans are being grown, what fields, are they organic, like all these details. It's like you have to go run out and get all this information for them. But here's the thing about a green. Like when you actually recruit a green, greens stay. Like they stick solid because you got them all the information. They were being open. They're a skeptic, but being open skeptic. And then you're able to answer their questions, and then they're solid and they're committed. So they usually take longer to bring on, but when you actually get them on, they stay. So greens are really good at the back office, like the numbers, the detail, the comp plan, like, you know, they're very analytical, and, but they don't usually build really fast, but they still are pretty solid. So those are greens. So when I learned these colors in the last business I was in, I thought this was so helpful. And here we have a program that's going to be called The Seasons, and we talked about it at convention. And so actually all day today I've been looking for that program so I can learn how to translate over into seasons, if that's the way we're going to teach, because I'm not sure if we're going to go towards talking about the seasons or what we're going to do, Chris. But I think it's so important for every one of us to learn the seasons or the colors, because I could tell you it's helped me out a ton, because I just know better how to recruit someone at a different personality, you know, than me. And I've also learned my weaknesses. So for instance, I'm a yellow. So I also am a blue. So I'm a yellow blue. Red's like the last one for me. I hardly ever am competitive. Although today I felt a little competitive this morning when I found out about somebody winning big. I was so excited for him, but I was like, oh, that made me feel competitive. I'm like, oh, I don't even hardly feel this feeling ever, but I felt it. So I know that it's in there for me. It's just that it's my last color, you know, so you would never drive me to win in this if you were trying to have me compete as a race, you know, or like if you brought to me certain things like to motivate us, like incentives. There's certain things that incentivize me or encourage me or motivate me, but it's never like a challenge. Like that doesn't always work for the yellows. So anyway, I do think that it's important for us to all get that. So maybe if we can kind of collaborate together or all speak out, like how many of us have done this color training, or who would like to have more detail on that, it would be awesome to hear that feedback from y'all. So Chris, thank you.
Way to throw under the bus, huh? So,
yeah.
So that what that's called, what she just basically exhibited was unconsciously competent, which she didn't have to go and try to figure out, all right, what do I say? What do I, whatever. Like she had that in the back of her mind. She knew that. So she doesn't have to think about those things anymore. When she's sitting down with someone, she can address based on their language style and be able to go, this person's a blue. I need to talk more about fun and adventure and all that. So we all start off and we're unconsciously incompetent, which means we don't know what we don't know, right? We don't know what we don't know. We don't know that there's different personality types. We can't understand why this person just doesn't think like us. Like, what's wrong with them, right? It boils down to their personality. So they're unconsciously incompetent. And then when you realize that you didn't know that you didn't know, now you are consciously incompetent. So you realize, like, wow, I realized that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Like, I don't know anything. I don't know. So then now you consciously know that you didn't know. So then what happens, you start to work on becoming consciously competent, where you're thinking about it, right? Like when your kids started walking, right? They're thinking about it, right? Anybody remember the kids staying next to the coffee table and they're going left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. When's the last time you thought about walking, right? Because you're unconsciously competent. But a baby, a kid, has to think about it. So they're going through that stage. And they're having to think about left foot, left foot. And then they're running across the room and then boom, they fall on their face, right? That's when they're learning to be consciously competent. And then once you start to get it and you're thinking about it, but you're like, this person's that personality. That makes a lot of sense. Like, I need to talk about money with them. So if you're somebody that just wants to help people and you're all about, we could change the world together, and you're talking to a red, A red is like, show me the money. Show me the money, right? That's what they want to know, where the yellows are all about, I just want to help people. Well, you start talking to a yellow about show me the money, and they think you're a jerk. They're like, oh, you care about his money, and you don't care about helping people, right? So you have to talk to people. So the golden rule is treat others. We've all been taught, treat others how what? We say, treat others how you want to be treated. No. Don't treat others how you want to be treated. You want to treat others how they want to be treated. But you have to first become consciously competent. You have to realize, first off, that you don't know. Then you have to realize that, all right, if I did know, what would it seem like? And then you're going to start picking up the personality types. So we'll get more and more into that as we get going. But I just wanted to point out that Robin had no idea we were calling on her. We talking about something. They're like, we need to start training on the colors. So I just called on her, and she had no idea we were going to talk about that, right? And then boom, because she's unconsciously competent, she didn't go in meltdown mode and shut down, right? That's because she's been practicing this for years. So guys, you don't have to know this stuff to be able to build a business, but the more you learn to communicate with other people, the easier it is to build your business, because everyone is of a different personality type, right? And you want to talk to them where, for instance, if you guys paid attention to what personality type I am, you would never call me and ask me questions about the website. You wouldn't call me and ask me questions about, well, how does whatever and what's in the, and I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, apparently you don't know my personality type, because I don't know any details about, I do understand the comp plan, right? But that's about it. When it comes to all the little detail stuff, I'm not the detail person, right? Like my wife is. She handles all that stuff. I have to ask her, you know, if I can spend money. I have to ask her everything. I don't even pay attention to all that stuff. It's like, I have a debit card in my pocket. I just swipe that sucker and it works, right? But she's the one that keeps track of everything. So guys, as we start to pay attention to personalities, it will help us as we're developing a team, because then you know how you need to support someone. So when we talk about the system, and we had a great, by the way, if you didn't see Jen Marsh's, what do you call it, the Getting Started training call the other morning. Again, threw her under the bus. She didn't know about the call until 5 minutes before. Jumped on and totally rocked it out of the park, because she is unconsciously competent in the skill set that she's using. She's using attraction marketing. If you want to know where that video is, if you go search my name on YouTube, I download all the Zooms and all the videos. And guys, I can post all these videos for you, but if I post every video for you, then you don't ever have to figure out where to go find stuff, right? So one of the first steps in leadership is become a problem solver. So I'm going to give you guys my name on YouTube. Any Zooms that we do are going to be posted there, right? So if you want to share one of the Zooms or one of the team calls or one of the team Zooms, go search my name, copy and paste the link when you find the video you want to share, and then go share that with somebody. But I'm not going to post all these videos, because I was doing all the videos in every page and sharing it on this page and that page and that page. And what I realized is if you do everything for your team, then they never have to figure out how to do it on their own. So what we told everyone when we started this together, that we're going to become a leadership factory, right? Where we're going to develop leader after leader after leader. So going back to what Jen Marsh was talking about, she uses the same strategy. It's just a tiny bit tweaked for her personality. So guys, the first thing you want to realize in this business is to be normal. That's our only real rule. Don't be a weirdo. Be normal. You want to use language that makes sense for you. So when we say, you know, there's 4 types of knowledge. You got learned knowledge, where you're learning the activity. You're learning what it is that, all right, we're talking about coffee. So you're learning about, all right, what is the script? What do we say? That's learned knowledge. Well, guys, you can't learn how to do something without doing it. You have to do activity knowledge. So you have to do the thing to get the result, which means you have to basically ride the bike. You have to jump in the pool. You can't learn how to swim on the side. You can't learn how to ride a bike by reading a book, right? You have to get on the bike and ride the bike. So that's activity knowledge. Then there's modeling knowledge. In other businesses, they call R&D research and development. Over here, we call it rob and duplicate. You want to become an incredibly good copycat, but you want to make sure that you're copying the right cat. So what you do, if you want to have great results, find somebody that's having the results that you want, do what they do, and you'll have what they have. So guys, when we started this whole thing, the goal of it was to duplicate certain things. And we had a group of leaders that all were resonating on the same level. And we got on the phone and we started talking. It was Ricky, myself, we had Robin, we had Mike Massini, we had Sean, and as leaders were coming on board, Ian and more leaders got together and we talked about what we wanted to duplicate. And we talked about the feeling that we wanted people to have through this process and how we are going to duplicate it. So what we do is we do it with the people or for them, then we do it with them so they can do it by themselves. So guys, if somebody's done, and I hear it over and over, when we first started, part of our recruiting process was the welcome call. We have some people that were in the very beginning stage and like, well, I never had a welcome call. Guys, in the very beginning, we were sharing the welcome call information while we were recruiting because we were looking for people that were resonating on the same level as us. We shared what the system was going to be, so everyone had a welcome call for the most part. If you haven't had a welcome call, maybe connect with one of your leadership and say, can I sit in on one of your welcome calls if you've been doing this for any length of time? So you do it for them, then you do it with them, and then they do it by themselves. Guys, everyone should be able to do their own welcome call after a month or so in the business, and you brought on multiple people and you've heard multiple welcome calls. It's not, and guys, the only way to get good at it is by doing what? By doing it, by doing the welcome calls. And are you going to be as good as maybe one of the ambassadors like Ricky right off the bat or one of the platinums? No, but you're not expected to be. It takes a little bit of time to get good at anything that you're good at. Just look at how long it took you to get there. But without doing the activity, you'll never get there. So learned activity, learn knowledge, activity knowledge, modeling knowledge, model someone else, get on welcome calls and watch somebody do the welcome call, and then you do it, right? Teaching knowledge is the last knowledge. Teaching knowledge is where you're embedding it into yourself. Guys, I'm always like, sometimes when I'm sharing with people, I'm sharing with myself. When I'm doing a welcome call and I'm going over it with people, and I'm going over 2 a day, telling them they have to do 2 exposures a day, well, guess what? That keeps me accountable to me go out and do 2 a day and putting people on the phone with other people every single day, because if I'm not doing it, I can't talk about it or I'm a hypocrite, right? So guys, those are the different knowledges. We went over unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence, like walking, like chewing gum. You don't think about it, right? You just do it. Like getting home from work, you don't think about which way you're going to go. You just drive home and you don't even notice you got home. Like, anybody ever remember you were supposed to stop somewhere on the way home from work and you forget because you were just on autopilot, right? That's called unconscious competence. So I want to call out Shane McCardle. Shane, are you out there, brother? I saw you a minute ago.
Sure am, buddy.
Hey, buddy, I know you had some girls that were totally rocking it. I saw 1 or 2 of them on here. Is there anybody, because I know you have a lot of people that are rocking it out, making some stuff happen. Is there anybody you want to kind of share what they've been doing, or maybe pull them on or anything like that? Another one I'm putting on the spot, by the way, guys.
Yeah, you are putting me on the spot. Amber Turner, I'm not sure if she's on here or not.
I did see her a second ago. That's what made me think about calling you on. She's on.
Well, it's called Pass the On the Spot today, I think.
There you go.
Amber, are you on here? So Amber's doing some, I'll just sort of, until she pops on, I'll just talk a little bit about what it is that she's doing. But she's, you know what, we break it down to she's taking action is really, I'm going to let her say what it is that she's doing if she's on here. But she's decided, she made a decision. She made a decision to take massive action and to switch gears, you know, to get over some things, to shift gears and to just run with it. And, you know, stumble, fumble, trip a little bit, whatever it is, she is taking action. So my hat's off to her for taking action. She's having a lot of success, as a matter of fact. And I guess she's not going to pop on here, so I'm not going to pass it on.
I am on.
She
Can you
is
hear me?
on.
I
Look at
am.
guys. Passing the ball.
Listen, I've got 4 boys in my house, and I've shut the door and unmuted, so it may not last long. I don't really have any secret. I'm just excited, and I think that's contagious. Just be excited and share the product. So I talk about it all day at work. I am big on. I've always been big on giving. So I'm just passing along the product. If I can give it out to as many people and get them excited and them want to share it with other people, I mean that's really the only thing I'm doing is just sharing. Sharing and getting people. I mean they can't feel it unless they have it in their hands. So I talk about it all day at work. I try to get people to come by and have coffee with me. Just here, you want to try this? Do you want to try this? And I'm just mailing out samples daily and just trying to connect with as many people as I can so that, if they haven't seen the post, like I did, I came across your post, Jane. If they haven't seen it, they're not going to miss it by, not knowing. So you've just got to get it out there to people.
Absolutely. And just to add to that, may I add that you have the incredible ability of sharing with your heart and not your mind, which is an absolutely amazing quality. And you can never go wrong when you're sharing with your heart, and you're amazing at that, may I add.
Thank you.
There you have it, Chris.
Great job, guys. And by the way, Amber has multiple people in her group that are already totally rocking it. So let's put somebody else on the spot. I heard this young lady on another team call in their group the other day, and she'll either be mad at me or she's going to share the goods. But I heard her just share some incredible stuff. Naomi, are you out there? Oh my God! Don't put me on the spot. Naomi.
Yes, I'm here.
I know you shared a lot of good stuff on what you're doing on the team call with Vince and them. If you would, just kind of share a little bit about what you're doing, because I know you're rocking it out. You're fired up. Share what's been going on and what you're fired up about.
I mean, this opportunity is just infallible, like what was said at conference. But I guess I'm also doing the action thing. I mean, it's all about sharing the word, and the lady said before me, just your excitement. I'm really big on personal connection in person. I do work social media, Facebook. I have a lot of leads off of there. I send out a lot of samples on there, but I'm huge in person. I like to talk to everybody. So I get a lot of leads from there. My number one thing is, though, if in person, if you're handing out a sample, you need to be sure to get information to follow up on, whether it's handing them your phone for Facebook or getting their phone number, their email address. It's huge. But you always have to be expanding your market. You guys have to be adding at least 10 people a day and then following up with them. I mean, if you're not adding to your market daily, then you're eventually going to run out of market and hit a stagnant spot. And I don't have time for stagnancy. So I don't know what else to add other than that. I guess one thing that I did do yesterday is I went on YouTube and found out a way to print off my full friends list on Facebook. So I started last night interacting and having genuine heart-to-heart conversations with people. And I started from the back of my friends list and moving to the front. So
awesome. Well, I know we have a lot of people that have just been rocking this thing out. They have been, we have another girl that has just rocked out her 12 and got her, what do we call that? Now my brain just went dead. The rising star or whatever. Again, I told y'all I'm not the detail person, right?
Shooting star.
The details. So, Katie has just totally knocked this out. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think it's Mayos or something like that. But she's been totally rocking it out. She just hit her 12. So, Katie, are you out there? Just put everybody on blast tonight, huh? Katie, are you out there? Not sure. At any rate, congratulations, Katie, for rocking it out. I know that we had another girl. We're seeing this over and over and over. I was on the Team Rise customer page, and one of the girls that was enrolled by this girl, Marsha, she went out there and had her 12 customers, and she like put them all in one big welcome thing because she got them all within like a day, and it was like boom, 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 and I was like, holy shamoly. So I reached out to her and I was like, what in the world are you doing? I'm just fired up about this product and sharing it with people, but I know that she couldn't be. There you go, Shooting Star. Thank you guys for being my little conscious over here. So with that, I'm going to bring on another leader. Let me call on one of the other platinums out here. I know we have, I saw Sean McLean. Sean, you out there, buddy? Sean, Kim?
Oh.
What's up, buddy? Share some things that are good, man. Share some things that are good. We're putting everybody on the spot tonight.
Yeah. Good, brother. Life is good. So, I don't know. Can you come slide down here? She's like, hey, don't put me on the spot. I'm doing it. So, guys, we just stay positive and share coffee with everybody we can. Oh, grab that charger. We're down to 6%. We can't keep it on start. Am I good? Can you hear my wife?
Well, what we're experiencing there is that if they can build a business with internet service or phone service that's that bad, then anybody can do it.
We have the world in the universe, I swear.
So yeah, you're coming in very spotty. So I'm gonna jump off of you guys unless you have a good connection. Do you have a good connection?
No.
All right. Well, Cassandra Monday, you out there, young lady?
I am. How are you? Sorry for my voice.
It's all good. So since we're putting everybody on the spot, I might as well figure you're always in the action mode. So give everybody some goods.
Yeah, absolutely. What I've really been focusing on recently is just getting in touch with maybe, old friends, people that I haven't really spoken to a while, and reaching out. I actually, a guy just messaged me just a second ago. He's like, hey, how's it going? What have you been up to? And it's a great conversation to, not only ask about them, but they're going to ask about what you've been doing. And now he's watching the video as we speak. So I think that's a great way to just figure out where you can put it in the conversation and just be passionate about it. I just actually got off a team call, and I'm not sure if Marsha's on here or not. But the reason why I find she's having so much success is just because she's so passionate, and people can feel that every time they talk to her, and they just want to do what she's doing. So I'd say being consistent, have those 2 connects a day, talk to at least 2 new people a day, and just be excited.
Awesome. So guys, I'm going to call somebody up from the another Northerner. John Canada, you out there, brother? So John has been totally rocking this thing out. John, how many personals do you have, by the way?
Hang on, I just put 3 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 28.
28 personals that he's recruited. Guys, that is like the epitome of like in action, going out and doing the thing, not talking about it, going out and bringing person after person on. He's constantly reaching out for welcome calls, and he's relentless. If he doesn't get me, he's calling somebody else. If he doesn't get that person, he's calling somebody else. He's calling somebody else. He's calling somebody else. And by the way, he's not calling me for every welcome call because it's not duplicatable to have one person doing all your welcome calls. So let's be clear with that. We do it with people, or we do it for them, we do it with them, and then they do it on their own. But you don't want to do your own welcome calls with your own people. That just doesn't make sense. It's not showing them the third party. But this dude is an all-out massive action. So John, just kind of share what's your mindset and what are you doing daily out there just prospecting?
Well, for me, it's like, you know, I've heard in this business before, I don't even know if it was you who said it. No, it was another company. Somebody said scripts are for people who aren't passionate about what they're doing, right? So I just talk to everybody. Everybody is, and I'm saying everybody like a blanket statement, right? Everybody is tired, fat, broke. You know, I mean, it's just where people are. And we have a product that, I mean, it lit me up like a Christmas tree, and I want to share that with people. And then, you know, from a business opportunity, this is extraordinary. Like you say, you know, it's coffee. That's all there is to do. But I'm a professional connector. All I do is I talk to somebody and I send them a text. The text has the 2-3 minute videos in it, the 3-minute one, and then the 5-minute one with the scientist guy. And I have them watch those. And then if they want samples, then I send them samples or I sign them up. You know, that's really, really it. I'm like, do you trust me? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, let's circumvent the samples. Let's just get you signed up, because when you get samples, you're going to light up about the product, and then you're going to be mad at me because you're going to be out of it for a week. So, you know, I'm just straight with people. I just tell them, like, look, this is a big deal. I love you. I want to work with you. I'm not going to try and manipulate you. I'm just going to be straight about it. And you can sort yourself out. You're going to make the decision. And then people want what we have. I don't know how to say it other than that. I just talk to a lot of people, and everything else takes care of itself. So
again,
that's it.
John's going to hit platinum this month. He's on track to do that. Totally rocking it out, going out there and just, you know, leading by example. So great job, buddy. And he brought up something.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
What is that?
I said I appreciate your support.
No, you're the man. So guys, he made a point about trust. And it's funny because I was talking to Cassandra Monday earlier, and she was telling me about how, you know, there's some people in the group, and everybody has these people in their group, but they're afraid to talk to people about what it is that we're doing, because they think that if the people, like the people won't like them, or something to that effect, like if they feel like they're being sold, right? What we have to come from the place of, first off, do any of you all know anyone that's had a massive story on the product where it like just made a massive difference in their life? Does anybody know anybody that had an incredible difference in their life based on the product? Guys, if you have had a result yourself, or you know someone that did, and you know that this product could possibly impact someone else's life, and then you made a decision not to basically share it with them because of how you might look or feel, what kind of person does that make you? See, if you can take and reframe the conversation to where you are being selfish if you're not sharing this with every person that you know, because you don't know who's drowning right now. You don't know who is dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, that are dealing with something that one of our products might have a little bit of a difference in. Of course, we can't say it heals anything or makes this go away or that go away, but we have people that are getting on our product and noticing a difference in their lives. So if you know that these people, and you don't know where they are, but if you know that we have a product can literally make a difference in someone's life, and you don't share it because you're worried about what somebody thinks of you, then you're freaking selfish. And you need to have a checkup from the neck up. Guys, this isn't about you. If you have a problem with it, start calling people and apologizing to them. Apologize to them because you didn't call them sooner. And I literally did this week. I called up a guy that I've known. He's a business owner and all that. And if I just used they own a pretty big business, and I called him up and apologized that I didn't call him sooner. I said, man, I just wanted to test them out and make sure the thing works. I'm sorry I didn't call you about this sooner. Call me about what? A friend of mine shared something with me that has made a huge difference in my life. And because of that, financially, we've been blessed amazingly. And, you know, I really felt bad that I didn't call you about this sooner, because business people like to know about other things that they can leverage their time and their energies with. Wouldn't you agree? And he said, yes. I'm like, well, I apologize for not calling you sooner. And he goes, well, what is it exactly? I'm like, do you know anybody that drinks coffee? He's like, everybody drinks coffee. I'm like, that's what it's about. If I sent you a 3-minute video, would you watch it? Yes. Awesome. What if, I can't even talk. What if you just started calling people and apologized to them? What if you were just apologizing to them that you didn't call them sooner? Is that a little bit different approach than you're trying to get people? See, if you're coming from the place where you're trying to get people in your business, you're coming from the wrong place. Guys, we're sharing this with people, and we let people make the decision on if it's right for them or not. We're not trying to get people in, right? If you're looking at people with a paycheck on their forehead or a dollar sign, then you're coming from the wrong place. But if you're looking at it from a place that you can empower them, that you can give them a recipe that can change their life, we have so many people that have made more money in this company than they've ever made in their freaking life. Some of them have been doing network marketing for years and have made more money than they've ever made. Like talking to Ian earlier, and his mother had the biggest check. I don't know if she ever made that much money on what she's made this month. And I'm not making income claims, so I'm not saying a number, but it's a very large number, more than what a lot of people make on their full-time job. She made with our part-time business, working from the comfort of her home, and I'm not sure what her age is, but it doesn't matter. The point is what if I said, well, I didn't want to share it with my mom because, you know, what she might think or whatever other kind of thing. Like, I'm sure she is ecstatic. And when I'm seeing the messages of people as they're getting their bonuses and all that, and basically like the messages from Ian, it just gave me chills through my body, and I have them right now, goosebumps and all that, because guys, we're making a difference in people's lives. So when you're sharing this with people from a place of, I want to impact that person, I want to share something that can change their life, then you're not coming from the place of, I'm trying to basically get them in my business so I can make money off of them, right? So guys, you have to basically create the mindset on however you need to reframe it, so where you get to feel comfortable about sharing it with every person. I don't care what mind game you play, but it's up to you. You have the ability to decide the way that you feel about prospecting people. And it's just a decision. It's your choice on how you want to make it up in your mind to look at it from whatever way that serves you to make you feel comfortable about what you're doing. With that being said, I just wanted to share that. That was on my heart because, look, guys, this can really change people's lives. And if you are coming from that place, it's easy to go out and share it to people. I'm going to turn it back over to Ricky. Ricky Durant, close it out, buddy.
Hey, thank you, Chris. No, I just want to share with you guys. We're going to start traveling here pretty soon. And we had found a location in North Carolina. That's where we're going to be stopping in. And that's going to be April 28th. So we got a few leaders working out on that location. So guys, where the activity is, you guys know a little bit more than we do because we're scattered everywhere. Hey, become that leader and say, hey, we're ready to host an event here in our city, in our state. So we know where we can fly to, right? So we want to come to you. We want to help you grow your business and understand that this ain't about us. This is about you. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys, I forgot to say when I went off on a tangent when I was talking about John Canada. When we was talking about trust, guys, I talked to Robert earlier, and his point was we know the challenges. We know what needs to be fixed. We need to trust that they're working on everything to help us grow our business to the best level. They understand it all and are going to get it all straight for us. They are going to do the right thing. We will have the company that we all always imagined. So I forgot to mention, I went off on a tangent and didn't finish that part. But guys.
Hey, Chris, also, guys, I talked to Robert O'Blond for about an hour tonight, and he's aware of everything that's going on. And I can tell you this, after talking to him for an hour, guys, things are going to be a lot better in a just give us a couple of months, and I promise you, you guys are going to be blown away with what's coming. That's all I can say. You guys have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.